just a preface for this video. I have a temporary solution, and that's just to disable G-Sync. That removes the flickering. It no longer occurs in loading screens or in the editor while I'm moving timelines and stuff like that. Obviously, that's not the solution we want, but at least it's a temporary solution. And if you want to do stuff in the desktop and not be bothered by the flickering, that's something you can always do. And then obviously enable G-Sync while gaming. But yeah, I'm going to walk you through the steps that I took during this video. If you just want to jump straight to the end, I'll add a timestamp at the end where you can see what the fix is. I mean, most people already know how to disable it, but for the sake of people who don't know, I've included it. Back with another video. Today we're going to attempt to check what the firmware is and see if we can update it. I've read some comments that people mentioned that the potential firmware update might solve the issues with the flickering that are believed to be caused by caused by VRR. So I'm going to do some tests before in some games where I've noticed this flickering. In the previous video I mentioned I noticed it in the editor, and I've also seen it in a couple of loading screens. So I'll show you quickly what it looks like before, and then we'll see if it solves it after doing the firmware update. And we'll also check what firmware version we're on. We might already be on the latest, so there might be nothing that we can do. Game, I actually have noticed this flickering. Oh, I can see it straight away here. I don't know if you can see it, but it is flickering here. I can see a bunch like going on, flashing here, flashing here. See if I move my mouse. No. Interestingly enough, like when I'm playing the game, it actually doesn't flicker. So once I got into the game and I got to the second loading screen, no flicker there. No flicker here either while I'm just in the game looking around. Perfectly fine, no issues. So at this point, I decided to do a firmware update because there were some recommendations in the comments. I decided that's probably the best route to go about it. I plugged in the USB in the monitor, and then I plugged it directly into my front USB on my PC. This is actually the first time I've done this via cable. Most other monitors I do it via USB. But yeah, download AOC G menu, which is some sort of software that lets you to control the OSD on the screen. If you go into the settings on the top right, you first have to update the software itself. It's strange that it didn't do that straight away when I downloaded it, but yeah, who knows. That actually led me to find out that I am on the latest firmware already, so there doesn't seem to be a later revision. After this, I disabled variable refresh rate in Windows, booted up dark and darker, still saw the issue. So that wasn't the fix. So I decided to try another thing next. Disabled G-Sync just to see if that does a difference. Okay, so that fixed it. So something with G-Sync then is causing this flickering. But obviously something you want. But I mean, that's good to know that we sort of have a solution for it now. Okay. I guess that's it then. Let's jump into a level. I did use G-Sync on both full screen and windowed mode, so maybe that's the issue here. Maybe just enable it on full screen and maybe that solves the issue. That is something we could potentially try as well. But it's good to know that it's gone now, it's disappeared. That's a good sign. But to be fair, it's something that you want to use while you're gaming, but at least you have an option now to turn it off while you're not. If you're doing, you know, productivity work you don't need if you're desktop and when you're playing around there or you're doing some editing or whatever. Okay, that seems fixed. Let's see if it occurs in the editor as well. I was around here, wasn't I? I was playing this clip yesterday, this one. Okay,
So yeah, this is fully fixed now. That's a good sign. So for the interest of science, let's activate for windowed and full screen. Set it for the specific monitor. And the flickering is back. Yeah, I think it is. And then let's go dark and darker again. And yeah, it's back. Only for a slight moment though, like it's there and then it's gone. Yeah, it doesn't show that much in the game. It's just literally when you boot it in this one for some reason, but I have experienced it in COD.